Ladies and gentlemen, I am Dougie McDoubles here with Saturday Morning Cartoons. Next to me is the greatest podcast host of all time. It is Ray McFlurry II, and we've got the greatest guest of all time, the Mustache Man indeed, Miles Teller. It is X-Men, X-Men, X-Men. That's all we're doing today. If you don't know, now you know. The X-Men season finale has wrapped. We are here doing a specific X-Men 97 show, hence the chubbiness and crop top, hence the incredible shades. That's what we do around here. Hence Ray not in character because he's not enjoying it.
So, okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, we are doing X-Men 97, and we have the greatest guest of all time. We have Brad in this piece with some mighty fine shades, I might add. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, man. Listen. X-Men, since 1993, Pizza Hut sent me not one, but 2 VHS plates. Tapes.
I
didn't know what you were saying.
I thought they were like X-Men 97 like plates from Pizza Hut edition. I got excited. I was like, damn, what?
No, Night of the Sentinel, part 1 and 2.
Oh. That's sick.
VHS tapes when I was 3 years old.
That makes me so happy. I have an X-Men like VHS tape.
Which one?
It's
okay.
Generally couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
That's okay.
Still in the plastic.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, I looked up. Because I thought for sure they only did Night of the Sentinel Part 1 and 2, which, by the way, like, Morph just gets killed right away. Literally.
When they talk about it in the movie, we're like, how long, or Morph was here 30 seconds, or 30 minutes, and we fed him to the wolves.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a callback to...
I see. I didn't catch that one.
There's so
many
callbacks.
The team. Immediate, like, is in the team, and then he just... That's it.
Yep. Before he could even start crushing on Wolverine, they killed him.
Oh, didn't even have a suit yet.
No.
No suit yet.
No suit.
Man, I just saw a tweet right before we started filming. It was a quote tweet of the popcorn bucket, and it was just more smirking.
Oh, yeah.
Deadpool popcorn bucket.
Oh, my goodness.
That's just...
That thing's unhinged.
It's too much. It's too fucking much.
Yeah.
I love it so much. Oh my goodness!
You know you'll have one.
Oh, I told him if we don't get one each.
Yeah.
I've already made the joke on the opposite podcast of being like, why does mommy have the Wolverine mask on? Hey, go back to bed.
Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah. It's better. The fact that he was like, without Dune 2, none of this would be possible. Thank you so much. It's just, just bittersweet.
How crazy! You know what? Ryan Reynolds is hilarious. Did you see what they did for he did a promo for If, and did you see it?
Yeah,
where he used no. So
I guess I missed it.
So in The Office, there's a skit where they play a prank on Dwight where they make him think that maybe Jim was actually Asian the entire time.
Yes, and he had Randall Park come be Krasinski.
So they did a thing for If where they talked about all the background stuff he did with John Krasinski, and they had that guy come and play John Krasinski.
Oh,
it was hilarious. Yeah, because they sat down together. It was like, yeah, it was great working with you, John. And it was just like, it was perfect. He's so good.
Fun fact, we just covered this in the last episode, but Randall Park is going to play Red in the Among Us TV series, apparently.
Okay.
Apparently they're making an Among Us show.
Perfect.
And Randall Park is going to play Red. And he was like, how? What?
What a crazy guy.
Yeah.
They should have John Krasinski play it, actually.
You should.
He did one with on Mint Mobile, with Mint Mobile and If, and he was like talking about the deals or whatever. Is one of the people on the show imaginary friend Keith? It's the invisible one.
There you go.
And it's like what? Really? He's just making like talking to him, no one's there, and it's just Ryan Reynolds is just great. Ryan Reynolds makes movies for fever dreams, and he's
the best.
Everything he makes is just perfect for TikTok clips.
It is, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, everything he does.
If he really wanted to, he'd just take over. I think...
Yeah. He's in that new level now where, like, you remember in 2016 where people were genuinely like, before he took over bad movies, he was like, I think I'd vote for The Rock, if it came down. Back then,
Man, I do remember.
Now I feel like Ryan Reynolds in a certain spot where people were like, yeah, well, I mean, look what he did for Wrexham and Mint Mobile. Like, he loves people.
He made
Wrexham.
America care about soccer.
Damn right. Him and Bill Lawrence. Him, Sudeikis, and Bill Lawrence.
Yes, I was going to say, Jason Sudeikis and Ryan Reynolds are the only two people that have ever done anything for that sport here in this country.
Heard. Sorry, did you not see Keira Knightley and Bend It Like Beckham?
I didn't watch Bend It Like Beckham, so see, there's my point.
Did you not watch I'm sorry, did you not watch Big Fat Goalie?
I watched, yeah, I did.
It's just like a picture
She's
of
the
him
Man was
like that.
80% soccer.
Did you not watch Kicking and Screaming with Will Ferrell? Old movie. His dad plays Mike Ditka.
No, never.
I haven't watched Next Goal Wins either.
I heard that actually was very, very good.
I heard it was good too.
Yeah. I wanted Ray and I to go see that so bad, but we were also in the era of like, we don't fucking care enough about movies at the moment.
Yeah.
And then we realized AMC left, and we were like,
oh, we missed out.
Heartbroken.
All the bad movies we could.
Now here's the thing: the guy who did the whole GameStop thing is he's struck again. So he said we're about to buy AMC.
Good. Let him redo it.
So
let
maybe.
Let it be Gay MC.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
sound down.
So maybe
change the name.
Hey, also, just so we're clear, can Ray subtitle that? That said Game MC because I didn't say Gay MC.
However, that was so genuine. I really thought you did.
No. Hey guys, did you know that there was a movie called Bottoms and Marshawn Lynch was like a PE teacher where there was like a gay fight club for women? It was a high school movie.
No.
100%. That's not even a joke. That was in theaters. And it was called Bottoms. He was like, I'm so disappointed in y'all. Y'all supposed to be doing this for the rights and blah blah blah. It was like, what's up with this LGBT or elemental P stuff? He's a PE teacher. He goes, man, y'all wrong for this. I trusted y'all.
By the way, you guys in the last podcast I watched were talking about like women actresses fighting for, reasonable roles and stuff.
Yeah.
And you didn't talk about well, shoot. Because you talked about Florence Pugh, you talked about
Anya Taylor-Joy and stuff like that.
Shia LaBeouf's wife. What in the world is her name?
Mia Fox. No, Mia Goth.
Mia Goth.
Oh yeah.
She's the type of actress that's just like she's only gonna take roles she wants to do.
Mia Goth is incredible. Did you hear the story? He did the Real Ones podcast with Bernthal, with John Bernthal, who played the Punisher. And he was talking about when he was in rehab, and he was like, for 5 weeks, no one showed up for 5 weeks on the call, like family will call. And then he was like, the day he was like, I don't think I'm going to do it. And one of the people were like, no, I think you should. Yeah. Thinking that his mom or like his dad's going to be on it or something like that. And it was Mia. Mm-hmm. And he said they didn't they just looked at each other the entire time. He's like, she brought me peace. Yep. You know what I mean? And watching that episode, this is not X-Men at all. But
no, so far not yet. Well, we'll get there.
Watching that episode definitely changed my perspective of who I am as a man and what I want in a partner. Like I genuinely wept when he was like when he started to cry. He was like, she brought me peace. Like she brought I never related to something more in my life.
No, Doug, while you were out of the room earlier before we filmed, Brad told me about this game that he made for you. So before we get into specifically X-Men.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I guess it is kind of X-Men.
It is kind of X-Men because that's where we could start.
There we go, yeah.
Okay. So, okay.
Let's hear it.
So there's a game called the Wikipedia game. You ever heard of this game before? All right, so basically...
Wow, not a farmhouse fan.
Yeah, not a farmhouse fan. That's okay. It started... The first place I ever heard it from was our friend Alex. Okay. And what he would do is he would argue that he could start at any Wikipedia page ever and make it to Britney Spears at the end. And the goal was to get there as few clicks as possible.
Okay.
So for you, what we want to do is we're going to start X-Men. Should we start X-Men or even more specifically X-Men 97 and see how many clicks, or even if you can, get to Teen Wolf.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, let me explain something to you. You wake up, you know what I mean? You play basketball outside and to yourself, you're like, 3, 2, 1, you pray someone drives by and be like, hey, I want to give you a contract. I saw what you pray for these moments. This is what we play for. This is what we live for. I am Michael Jordan in the beginning of Space Jam at night getting buckets in the dark. You understand? I'm waking my family up because I'm getting this work. I accept your challenge, you
All right.
mustache man, and I am excited.
So let's get this going.
Can we do predictions before you go?
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah. Let's do it.
5.
5
I think
clicks.
you can do it in 5.
Really? I was going to say 15.
15.
I respect that.
Ooh, okay.
That's too much faith.
I'm going. Well, I see it every day.
No, you're right. You're right. I apologize. 5 and 15.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Well, what about you? What do you think you can do it in?
I was gonna say 10 to 15, so I'll say 15 as well.
Okay.
And away we go.
And he's off. Here he goes. He's scrolling down. Because she was at,
One click.
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse or whatever.
Went to Marvel.
Okay.
It's over.
That's 2.
Ooh, I fucked up. Or did I?
What do you?
3.
Oh, gosh.
It's a 3.
No, I'm still going.
How close are you?
Hang on.
How good is he?
I'm going off clicks, not time. I'm fucking stressing for no reason.
Yeah, there's no.
Okay.
There's no time,
bro.
I mean, it's raining, so we gotta give Ray some time
I don't have
anyways.
wipers. What page are you on?
I'm not telling.
Oh.
Why is it a secret?
That's 4 clicks, but it was an accident. I'm working
No,
on it.
accident doesn't.
Yeah,
count.
accident
What the
doesn't
fuck?
count.
Oh, then I'm
Accident.
going back. Thank you.
Just go back. It's okay.
There we go.
It's okay. We'll make an amendment there.
Okay.
I'm counting that click.
Hey guys, real stupid question: is fiction real or not?
Fiction is fake.
Thank you. That's what I'm dumb. What can you say? That's 4 clicks, by the way. That's the 4th. That was the 4th click. Because
Okay.
of that, thank you for that.
5.
There we go. There's 5. Okay.
We're at 5.
no.
We're at
Not
5.
hitting 5.
Damn.
It's okay.
Is he hitting 15?
Ooh, I don't know.
History.
It's close. I mean, already I've won. I've beat you.
Wow. I guess if you want to think of it like that.
Yeah, I
It'll
do.
be 10 away.
I
I'm
want.
1 over.
Yeah, I want to think of it that way. All you have to do is find
Oh, I'm good.
Veronica Mars, and I'm sure you'll be there.
I passed Veronica Mars 1 click ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm on the right track. I've never seen an episode of that show.
No, that wouldn't
I
work.
don't know what it is.
Veronica Mars?
No. No clue.
It's
You remember Kyle XY back in the day?
Yes.
Guy with no belly button?
Yeah.
That was
I
weird.
remember I used to make fun of that.
I don't know where to look. The
I'd
sunglasses are throwing me off. Man. My eyes are just bouncing around.
Well,
my
I could take
face.
them off, but
Nobody wants
but
that. Nobody wants that. Instant concussion.
wait,
Scream.
put your hand up and hold back just with your powers, just hold back my
yeah, here
beams.
You go. Here you go.
Are you sure?
Yeah. No, it's too powerful.
God!
Thank God you have those sunglasses.
I know.
Shout out Circle K.
Oh, I'm still on the 5th one.
Right.
I don't want to click on another one right now.
Sponsor.
Sponsor.
Sponsor us.
Speaking of sponsors.
What's going on, you guys? It's Doug from Saturday Morning Cartoons right here, and I'm here to ask you one quick question. Do you love tattoos? Do you love flash work? Do you love just getting memories with your friends or significant others? Run on down to Rob's Ink Spot in Fort Smith, Arkansas, 920 Garrison Avenue. This place is the absolute best. The best prices, the best environment, and truly the best artwork. I've been getting tattoos a long time. I've now completely gotten my legs done, my forearms, all of my upper biceps. They're all getting done. Truly, it's an incredible environment. I love it so much. And back to the episode.
Speaking of
and we're
sponsors.
back. There's the segue. 18 minutes
That's 6.
Man, I believed.
Come
I
on.
believed too
Hey,
hard.
but you know what though? No, you didn't believe too hard. This is your boy right here.
That's true.
You know?
That's true. Did
7.
you do it?
7.
7?
Just so we're clear, it's only to 7 because I'm going to do this. So that's 7. Because introducing the NYC version of American Horror Story, we have a young Adam Carpenter, played by a young Charlie Carver. A twin of the set of twins in Teen Wolf, ladies and gentlemen, from season 3 episode, or season 1 and 2. Let's fucking
He's
go!
done it.
7 fucking clicks!
He's done it.
We did it.
I fucking knew it,
We
dude.
did it.
Ah!
We did it. That
Yeah.
whole thing's getting cut.
Oh!
I guess Brad's technically correct and still just a hating ass bitch right now.
If that's not put in, I will be so
Still
fucking mad at you. Right? Okay, so let me go to the very back when I started. Went to X-Men 97. Then I went to Marvel.
Yep.
Then chose fantasy.
Naturally.
Then was able to choose supernatural.
Okay.
Not the show.
No, just
Okay.
in general. Then went to fiction. Thank you, Ray. Was able to go from fiction to television shows.
Okay.
Then went to it was just immediately showed like popular. It was just talking in general. Was able to go to American Horror Story, and went to the cast and crew, and it showed when they were introduced, and that's when I found Charlie Carver.
And it was game over.
It was over with. Because I knew a member was in. I knew it went in. I knew it. Because I was like, oh, Emma Roberts. Oh, Scream Queens. But also Scream Queens had Tyler Posey. That could have worked, but I was like, nah, I want it easier than that. I want
a different one.
I want to work for it.
7 clicks. That's
Man.
Also, back in the day, Emma Roberts dated Dylan O'Brien, but I chose not to go that route. I knew better.
7 clicks is impressive.
You knew better.
It really is. From X-Men 97 to Teen Wolf.
That's pretty good.
98.
Friend, you are here to talk about X-Men 97.
Oh, yeah.
What are your thoughts on the entire season? First
Okay,
of all?
so let's get everything out in the open.
Okay.
Right? Number 1, this very well might be the best thing that Marvel has ever done. You guys say, in James Gunn we trust?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, who do I trust in at this point?
Kevin Feige?
No.
Just X-Men?
No.
Disney Plus?
Cyclops?
No. Who wrote
Morph?
this? Who wrote this?
Well, he's no longer with them anymore.
I know, but...
got fired for being a weirdo.
But wait, do we know why he got fired? I actually don't know.
I don't know either, so until it comes out, I respect your answer.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know what? And the thing is now that I'm thinking about it, he wasn't really riding hard for the show. He was really riding hard for, hey, look, I need everyone to know I wrote this.
I wrote this. Yeah. Like he was telling other jobs, like, hey,
Yeah,
I created this.
Yeah. Which, you know what? I mean, honestly, this really might be the best thing Marvel's ever done.
Could be.
It really might be.
It's top 5 one of the greatest things Disney Plus has done.
Yeah, I would say so because it was done so good.
Yeah.
Listen, Cyclops has been taking strays for 20 years.
Absolutely.
Fox has made him lame for so long.
And then it takes 15 seconds?
15 seconds.
In the first episode to be
the first time he uses his powers?
Dude,
The first time.
not only does he use his blast to lower himself down to the ground, then he uses it in battle to not strike people, but to just like slide.
That's what I was telling Ray.
around.
That's what I was telling Ray the other day.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm so glad that he's able to finally like show his power.
Dude,
Yes.
Talking about it's like getting hit in the chest with like a brick oven.
Dude.
Like,
it's crazy. And here's the thing. Like, people would be like, okay, so the whole premise of X-Men is this. Helping people who hate them.
Yep.
Helping people who hate them. And you'll hear people say like, well, okay, they're in the Marvel universe, right? So it's like, well, you got Captain America and you got Hulk and you have, all these other heroes. You have Iron Man. Why is it that the public seems to love all of these people, but yet they hate the X-Men? And it's very, very clear why they hate the X-Men.
Yeah.
And that is because all these other entities of superheroes all get their powers from like an accident, something happening to them.
Yep.
This is the one shot where it's like they're born with it. And if they're born with it, there's going to be less of us and more of them. So we hate them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I sent you that one TikTok where it was like somebody's like watching TV like, oh my goodness, they saved like 4 buses full of kids, and they just stopped that plane from crashing. What a bunch of losers! What a bunch of freaks! We hate them. You know, and it's just like, and yeah, let's kill them.
American, though.
Yeah, Captain America, which by the way, oh my gosh,
dude.
we got to see so much stuff. Our girl freaking yeeted that shield, dude.
That's
like,
me.
That's so funny, bro.
That's you guys watching me throw a disc, playing disc golf. It's just me just throwing it the wrong way. Just seeing how far I actually do the perfect launch the opposite way. You're like, what the
Who the fuck out of that shit, bro.
So, okay, before we get started, I need to know we're all on the same page. It is
before we get started.
before we get really into it, I need to know. It's Professor Xavier, right?
Yeah.
It's him. And here's the thing. I said but they're going to bleep it and make it sound like I said but really I said all right? They're going to do it. But I said so. But we've done it. We've tried it Professor Xavier's way, dude. We've tried it Professor Xavier's way, and it ain't working.
Yep.
It ain't working. So now, and then here we go. Now we have Magneto trying to do Professor Xavier's way.
Yep.
And it bites him. Dude, one of the best parts, because my wife watched this too. Like, so I watched this series through twice, and she had no concept of like the first, from the 90s.
Yeah.
In the fact that we get to see him have flashbacks from being in a concentration camp from the Nazis, and dude, when he said maybe probably not the best line, because we'll talk about what I think might be the best line, because honestly it shouldn't have worked, but it did. They went for it and it worked. When he said something to the effect of like, I'll say again what I've said far too many times, never again. When he was in that courtroom, I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
I was like, and I was so sad, dude.
Yeah, because
I was so sad.
Watching that, I didn't only feel it for this character, but I felt it for Michael Fassbender. For like it. You couldn't talk about that in the 90s. It was forbidden to say who was in a fucking concentration camp.
Yeah.
And so for the fact that you were able to do that later on in the original X-Men movies, and you're able to do that later on with Michael Fassbender, where it shows him starting out in Auschwitz as a child.
Yeah.
It's beautifully done. That's what you felt it for. It's like the same premise later on. I'm sure you have it in your notes, where it's the joke where he hands Cable the suit. It's like, what'd you expect, black spandex?
Yeah, exactly.
Where it was, you felt that for everything that had been done wrong. Yeah. You had felt that in your fandom. You know what I mean?
Exactly. He fixed it. And here's the thing is like we've done it, okay? They've tried Professor Xavier's way. Yep. Professor Xavier, he leaves. Everyone thinks he's dead. He's not dead. And so they're still trying to help people that hate them. And so we get the redemption of Cyclops. Yeah. And then right away they strip it from him, right? Because Magneto comes in, and then we're like, do we really trust this guy? And then you 100% do. And now I don't care what happens. Like, we see Professor Xavier come back and stuff. No. Dude, when he had to hold that little kid and in German say, don't be afraid, dude, I was all in, dude.
Yeah, 1,000%. The second you saw Leech die, you were like, whoever the white lady was right. And immediately it was like, Magneto was right.
Yep, Magneto's right.
And
yeah,
here's the thing. I wanted Magneto to live and Charles to die so fucking bad. For him not being there and letting Gambit die.
Dude.
Dude. Like, big boy tears.
Yeah. Talk about sad.
Was it the most emotional moment in the show to you? Was Gambit's death?
Without a doubt.
Was it?
I would say so. Me too.
And you and I have been through a couple movies where I have sobbed. I sobbed like Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Guardians 3.
It was bad.
Imagine.
And Avi, shout out to Avi. If you guys don't know who that is, check him out on Spotify. He's an incredible artist. But he had called me and he was like, "You watch X-Men yet?" And I went, "Yeah, I watched it last night." And he goes, "Dude, I was sobbing." Like verbatim, he goes, "Guardians 3 level sobbing." My girl was consoling me after the episode, and I went, "Bro, just remember it, man." Hence the crop top. It's just,
dude,
it's a absolute shame that you lose that character so quick because
it was a fucking shame.
We'll talk about that.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I understand.
Oh, we'll talk about that because, well, here's the thing: is like, so yes, we're all mad at Professor Xavier, rightfully so, and we're on Magneto's side at this point as fans, and everybody should. And if you're not, dude, I'm sorry to say this, you're wrong. Okay? You're just wrong. Yeah. And it's 100%. Okay. You know, we live in a free country. You know what I mean? So you're allowed to be wrong, but you're still wrong.
I want to point out that if this was a non-Bright episode, and I would have been like, "Look, guys, I understand that's your opinion, but go fuck yourself."
Yeah.
And he said, "It's okay, guys. Like, I promise. It's just you're wrong." And he said
you're
it
just
so
wrong.
Calmly and politely. That's
it's
just,
okay.
You make our episodes better, man.
And let me tell you this. You know who else knows that Magneto is right? And this is one thing that we're gonna talk about for sure. The person that I think is starting to understand that Magneto is right is Cyclops.
Absolutely,
dude. When
the next season is going to be incredible for his arc to not only stop anything Professor X is wanting to do, because he is now the true full Cyclops leader of the X-Men, but he's also going to stop Magneto to make everything in the best of the both worlds, even though it won't always work for the X-Men. Cyclops is going to do everything the comics have taught Cyclops to do, which is be a badass, be a leader, and do what's right. And I love it so much, dude. Like, the characters...
You went through some shit this season.
The characters were put through so much this season.
Cyclops especially. He was the leader, got it stripped from him, and then the Jean and Madeline shit. And
dude. Let me tell you something. Constantly. So Cyclops in the comics, he forgets it. He goes straight, and I think we're gonna see it too in like maybe season 2 or 3 of this, because we know we got 3 seasons of this show.
They renewed season 2 and 3.
That's
also,
right,
you're right, and I want to point this out, Ray. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know now, you know X-Men 97 got another season 2 and season 3, but it is probably going to come out before what's the next season? Season 3 of Invincible.
Probably.
Like before season 4 comes out of Invincible, we'll get season 2 and 3 of X-Men 97, and I want to make that abundantly clear on May 30th, 2024, that we will get that way beforehand.
I'll tell you what, because I've heard you guys say that before. I remember I was scrolling on TikTok and I heard a sound from Invincible where because I haven't watched it. I started it, but then I didn't keep Amazon or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I didn't finish it. And I saw a clip where he's like fighting his dad, talking about how like he wants to like, he's like, "You think I'm just going to lose my friends?" And I was like, dude, I want to watch it. And then I'm like, I might as well not. Because no one else is watching it either, because they stopped making it for whatever reason. They seem to like stop making it.
It just takes so long.
So
apparently,
it shouldn't though.
You should watch it.
What I've seen of it is like super good.
The animation isn't the most impressive, especially after the X-Men 97.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Oh, it is nothing in comparison.
It's what is great about Invincible is the voice acting. Like,
it seems really good.
It's the best comic story ever told, because most superheroes don't get a beginning and end to their story, and it doesn't ever get fucked with retcons or spin-offs or continuations like Invincible, because it was independent owned. And just they put all their money into voice actors, and it's just
can tell.
Stephen Yeun and
they're good.
God, J. Jonah Jameson is all I ever call
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons as Omni-Man.
Sandra Oh
is
who was
dude,
Christina Yang in Grey's Anatomy.
Incredible.
From the clips I've seen and what I watched from the start of it, like I watched, I think the first half of season 1 before we got rid of it, Amazon. So good.
It's good, man.
It's so good the way their voice acting is so good. But But yeah, I do.
And Seth Rogen's in it.
Seth
Oh, is he?
Rogen Alan. He's so good.
I think you're right though. It probably will come out before.
Yeah.
Because
We'll probably get season 3 of My Adventures with Superman, which season 2 is premiering now. Like, it just premiered Thursday. We'll probably get season 3 of that before Invincible season 3.
I'm down for that. I'll say
With
that.
Superman, we'll get that in probably like a year and 3 months. Like, that's when season 3.
And we'll get Invincible season 3.
There's no way that's coming out in a year and a half.
No.
So.
I'll tell you.
We'll get Superman and the Batman before. We'll get
Probably will.
We'll get the Brave and the Bold Batman. Let me rephrase that before we get
fun.
Invincible. It's 2 years because it's 2024, Ray. We're halfway through the year 2024,
you're right.
so we'll be 2026
we'll
by then.
Supergirl before we see.
I'll tell you what. I love Superman 2. I will not do a Superman podcast, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I cannot be trusted when it comes to Superman. Anything Superman, I'm gonna say 10 out of 10, dude. It's the best. And let me tell you something. I loved Superman Returns. I don't care what you say.
Hey, man. I respect that.
Yeah.
What's
At
your
the
Man-
time,
what's
it
your
was
Man of
incredible.
Steel? Oh, go ahead.
Man of
No,
Steel,
I respect
love
it.
it.
That's the next one you need to do. How that's not, it says cheating but it was like you guys need to do that one, like how from DC, how close can I get to it? No, it's immediately.
Oh,
Superman.
yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Superman and Lois, ladies and gentlemen. Tyler
Dude,
Hoechlin.
so
boom.
good.
That's 2. That's a 2 for you.
2
Get in the
clicks,
episode.
easy.
Teen Wolf, Superman, eat it.
Let me tell you something. That Superman and Lois show is so good.
It really
And-
is.
Really freaking.
and
Also,
the thing is,
one of the generals is Ian Bowen. Peter Hale, Teen Wolf. Boom! 3-peat, baby. They said it couldn't be done. They said it couldn't be done, but we did it. Oh my goodness.
no one
Boy,
said
he's in
that.
top form
I don't think
today, ladies
anyone
and
has
gentlemen.
ever said, hey, I bet Doug on a podcast can't get it in 2 clicks whenever you start at Superman and Lois and get to Teen Wolf. No one's ever said that. We know you could do it. You could do it in 1.
I did from Superman to Tyler Hoechlin.
There you
He was
go.
Superman.
There we go. That's it.
But yeah, I mean, so it's like I've gone through. It's got to be 15 Supermen by now. How many different people are playing Superman? I don't
Yeah.
care. I love all of them. And guess what? I love it so much. Of course they stopped fighting whenever he said Martha. Of course they did. Of course he did. Why wouldn't he?
Why wouldn't he? What a take.
No. Oh, we got some hot takes. No, of course that was a terrible
clip's
ending.
Don't even clip that last part. Just clip it like that.
Yeah,
Just so
yeah.
everyone can just be like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Why
He gets it.
wouldn't he?
Of
I've never
course.
seen somebody defend it like that.
Oh.
Yeah, of course he
Why'd they
did.
do that? Why wouldn't they?
Why wouldn't he?
Idiot.
He said Martha. What, you don't get it? That's because
You don't get it?
That's because you're soft brained.
That's his mom's name.
There we
Duh.
go.
That's his mom's name, you idiot.
My fault. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
But so forget it. We're all Magneto at this point, and so is Cyclops. And let me tell you something, dude. Cyclops, we're going to see him have a dark arc, I think, because he's getting sick and tired of it.
Yep.
And in the end, you think that he has gone crazy whenever he had to let Nathan go into the future, and then we're gonna skip past to the end. How nuts is he gonna go when he finds out that woman
is
is
his
his daughter?
Yeah.
So he has 2 kids lost in space and
God,
time.
bro.
He's gonna go nuts, and you hear him already say things like that's the
Already
only
saying-
reason you guys are still alive.
He already second guesses everything.
Oh,
He's-
yeah.
how hard he is on himself from losing Madeline. Not just the mix up between Jean and Madeline,
Yep.
then losing Madeline,
Yep.
then Nathaniel giving him a hard time about it, coming back, then Jean almost dying from Cable, then
Yeah.
and then get rifted, losing everyone.
Yep.
He didn't see what happened to Logan, so he has no idea what's happening there. So it's just an absolute mess.
So the thing that, like, one thing, and we're gonna see it for sure, is that he cannot, no matter what's the name of that tennis movie?
Challengers.
He's stuck in a Challenger story arc no matter what.
Yeah.
And let me tell you why. This guy can't get out of a triangle to save his life.
Yeah.
So, okay, so think about this.
How
He
can
has-
he? The dude's immortal.
Oh my goodness. So listen, he's got
That was the best Morph impression I've ever heard of in my life.
so whenever the first show in the 90s starts, he has Cyclops, Jean Grey, and Wolverine.
Yep.
Right? Then we get X-Men 97. He has Cyclops, what we think is Jean Grey, and Wolverine.
Yep.
Then we find out it's not Jean Grey.
Then it's Madeline.
So now we have Cyclops, Madeline, and Jean Grey.
But then it's also...
And then we also have Wolverine thrown in there. And then even if we get Wolverine, now we have Morph somewhere in the mix. Right? And then we know for a fact what we're getting either season 2 or season 3 is a character called Onslaught. Okay? And we know we're getting that because we know the comic book story that they're following, and that whole thing with Professor X and Magneto, where he's like, that's it, you're making me do it. Onslaught comes from that. Now, when they're fighting Onslaught, Jean Grey goes in to fight Onslaught, and Onslaught says, Professor Xavier is in love with you. And she's like, well, yeah. I mean, he loves me. He like took care of me and raised me. And he's like, no.
Oh,
he's in love with you, just so you know. So it's like Scott can't get out of a triangle to save his life, dude. No wonder he gets mad, dude. No wonder.
Even more reason to make Henry Cavill be Cyclops.
Dude, Henry Cavill? What are we talking about? Why?
Because speaking of triangles, my man was Superman.
Yeah.
And then was tossed, and so he went to do The Witcher. But then left The Witcher because he was going to do Superman.
Yeah.
Then I don't know where I got tossed out.
Now he's got nothing.
But then he was going to do something else, and then got in the Warhammer. So they just caught between both of them. Boys caught forever.
I think we'll see.
Let it be Cyclops.
I think we'll see him as Wolverine in Wolverine and Deadpool. And I think they'll kill him just like when we had John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, who we wanted him as forever.
Or Brad Pitt as the Vanisher in Deadpool.
Yeah. And that's just what's going to happen. And then we're going to see him for a short little time, and then we're not going to see him at all. What really he should play is like Doctor Doom, or he should play Captain Britain. I mean, that'd be fine. Throw a bone there.
I'm glad you say that. The reason he didn't become Captain Britain is because he signed on to do the Warhammer series. Hence the triangle.
Yeah.
But there has been heavy rumors that he's going to be Cyclops. And fans are like, fuck yeah. A good leader. Finally.
I mean, I guess so, but I really want Glenn Powell to be Cyclops, honestly.
Yeah, Glenn Powell, he's one of my favorites.
You can't tell me he wouldn't make a great Cyclops.
Yeah, let's get him over to Marvel. Get him
You know
busy.
what? This is a podcast first. I disagree. I think I think Glenn Powell would be a really bad Cyclops. I don't think he has he can't stop smiling enough.
Okay.
To not be
He's
to be
always
serious.
showing off his teeth. Yeah.
He's too handsome. Don't get me wrong. Cyclops is a handsome motherfucker.
I mean, he got that
Henry Cavill,
great, baby.
But even when he's not smiling, he's still not serious.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill can close his mouth and be serious.
True.
Glenn Powell can close his mouth and be too damn fucking handsome.
The thing is
he could be Angel.
Okay. Yeah, he could be Angel.
Or an older Bobby Drake with his kid-like if he grows older.
Sure.
Maybe.
Sure.
But I see where you're coming from.
He just has more of the look. I feel like
I think he has
Henry
too
Cavill
much charisma.
I feel like Henry Cavill doesn't have that look, though. You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
He's too big. His hair's weird.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he could be Wolverine because Wolverine's like 5'9".
Right.
Not even 5'9",
and
like
I
5'4".
And I don't think he should be Wolverine either.
No, well, I mean the Deadpool cameo. Like,
Sure. But they're gonna do multiverse and all that kind of weird stuff. Yeah. So
the biggest cameos I want from that is I want a Henry Cavill cameo.
Yeah.
Either Captain Britain or something. I want to see Taron Egerton and Daniel Radcliffe as Wolverine.
I think
and Channing Tatum's Gambit.
Yeah. Those got to happen. But I think that at the end we're gonna get who'd you say?
Cavill,
No.
Captain Britain, Cyclops.
Who'd you say?
Glenn Powell.
No, for Edgerton. What'd you say?
Taron Egerton.
I think he's gonna be our Wolverine for the MCU.
That would be.
I really think I don't either
because they're ironing him and Austin Butler for Hercules, and if Austin Butler gets Hercules, give Egerton Wolverine.
He has it. I mean, he has it. And then I don't know. You could throw his brother in there as Beast, maybe, I guess. I don't really know, though. I don't really know. He looks too much like Conan O'Brien for me to put him in any kind of role.
I don't even know what his brother looks like. What's his brother's name?
Dude, I'm just like Ray. I have no idea.
Damn,
but have you seen Warrior? The movie Warrior?
Yeah.
He plays the teacher.
That's Egerton's brother?
Yeah.
The one that beats Tom Hardy in the end?
Yeah. Didn't he look like Conan O'Brien?
He
but
does.
Buff? Just a buff Conan O'Brien.
Oh, that would be an odd Sabretooth, but I don't hate it. I don't hate that. I think given the size and the ferocity, I think he could do it.
You think he could play Sabretooth?
I think it would be the best, but I think it would be a better casting than certain things.
Yeah, maybe so. But yeah, I think
Glenn Powell is Cyclops. I haven't heard that, and I that's hot take, Brad.
I just think he could do it. I think he just looks like him. You know, honestly. I mean, yeah. Look at that.
Consult the sock real quick.
Yeah, consult the sock. Look at that. That's best representation.
Well, that's not fair because fucking Janelle Monáe is Storm then.
Storm's so funny too, dude. She's so Shakespearean. Like,
dude.
she really gets into it.
Yeah, she's an African goddess.
Cyclops is like, hey gang, let's go take them out. And she goes in the air and she's like, may the winds of the wisp smite you down. Like, her language is so flowery.
Yeah,
she's so fucking funny.
She's from Wakanda.
I don't know her story at all. It's just so
she's the
so
Wakandan,
funny.
like she married T'Challa.
Oh, did she?
And that's the thing is, I feel like she got a redemption too.
I thought she got a little bit of a downgrade with her in episodes, but her arc got better.
Dude,
she's so strong though. She's like one of those characters where you kind of have to take her out at the start of the story to have any sort of conflict happen.
Right.
And also, her and Jean have arguably maybe the best line in the whole show, because it shouldn't work. It shouldn't work at all.
She's about to jump out of the plane.
Yeah, she said, make them mind your weather, and them weather your mind.
Yeah. What a 90s saying, dude. But
it had to be coordinated.
Oh yeah. They've said that all the time.
And the rules of dialogue in that were so great. Like, whether it be that, whether it's comedic, and you're like, how does that actually work? Whether it's Nightcrawler talking to Gambit about love, or even when they're protecting Rogue and he's like, Wolverine's like, I got 6 reasons why.
Oh,
Nightcrawler shows up with, in my head, one of the best lines besides
Dude.
Gambit's death. And he's like, no, 9, my friend. 9.
Dude.
And it's just like, oh my god,
damn! Meaning no, right? Also meaning no.
Also,
So, but it's like,
shout out to Kai.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Nightcrawler is so cool.
Absolutely.
And finally, well, not finally, because I feel like they've done Nightcrawler pretty good.
Nightcrawler they made him so great. The X-Men 2 intro is one of the best intros in a superhero movie ever. Because he just single-handedly is like, yeah, I can do this in an instant. Don't think, like, if I was a bad guy, I would be I would be a bad guy.
Yeah. And we get that POV of his man, he pulls Logan through it. I was like, oh my goodness, it's so cool. And he's like looking back like, yeah, dude, I do this. Like,
we're 5 years away from seeing that live action. Think about that.
That'd be crazy.
Because you see a little bit of it in New Mutants, which was a failed franchise with Fox before Disney bought them, and they pushed it back. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It was still great. But Magic, Anna Taylor-Joy, her character risks through a zone through that. And in the comics, that is also where Nightcrawler can teleports through it in and out. That's where he brings people. And it was so beautifully done in the movie. Like, the CGI was on point. It didn't look like Thor 4. But I can't wait to see that done. Because they already kind of did it with Guardians of the Galaxy, where they were like time hopping, or like dimension hopping, or whatever, planet hopping, whatever it is. So, this show was so damn good.
I started watching the original one in the 90s with my kid.
Yeah.
And so I was like, shoot, we're going to watch this together. Nah, man, we can't. Because they made it for the kids that watched it then, you know? And so we got triangle after triangle, and we got all this kind of stuff. And, like, the stuff with Gambit and Rogue broke my heart.
Oh, my goodness, dude.
It really did. Like, and even my wife watching it through, she was like, how dare Rogue even go up and dance with Magneto just to break up with him like that? And you know what I mean? Like, dude, it was so. But I had to tell my wife, I was like, but think about, like, Magneto is like the only person that can have any kind of like physical connection with her ever.
Yeah.
So that's got to do something to you as an adult to be like, I mean, and it's this person or nobody.
Yeah.
Right.
And then for her to even just be like, you know what? Because speaking of Morph, your guy,
Yeah.
dude, one of the coldest, nastiest lines in the whole season was him being like, wow, Rogue's really testing her stamina with the new boss.
Oh.
You know, it's just like really just
Morphin's such a shit star.
digging
man.
to our man Gambit, just digging it in, right? And so watching that whole thing hurt so bad. And then finally, like, she gets all, you know, dolled up, and she's like, I'm gonna be the queen of this place. And then she like denies him, and it's like, okay, like, that's kind of a crummy move. You know, he's already been through a concentration camp. Now he's getting denied by this girl right in front of our eyes. Like, that kind of, you know, it stinks. But then it's like, but Gambit gets her. You know, Gambit gets her, and we're happy about that.
Damn right.
And we're like, yes, Gambit gets her.
Remember it.
And then ripped away, dude, right away.
Yeah.
Oh man, talk about
that. That was a silhouette anime level death, where it's just what happened to the person is just black, everything else is white, and then you see the blood squirt out of the back of them like a sword through them or something. That it was that level of a.
Yep. And you're like, no way.
Yeah.
You're like, no way. This just
and
happened.
he didn't even get to save anyone. Like, that's the worst part. And then he did blow that mother. He blew it up to an extent, but like.
Yeah.
Oh, he. And here's the thing, we know for a fact because he's an Omega level threat. He's an Omega level mutant because, and it didn't say that because it tried to. I feel like the show tried to hide it because it was looking at Gambit first and said Omega level threat detected, and it had like the target on Gambit.
Yeah.
And then it switched over to Magneto,
yeah.
who also is one as well. So it kind of tried to it felt like it tried to bury the fact so that later on, which season 2, we're definitely getting some crazy stuff. Oh, surprise.
Yeah.
It was,
It was a real big, foreshadowing moment.
Oh,
but
yeah,
also,
100%.
It was almost as if the robot was going to do what it was intended for, but it was being controlled.
Yeah.
So obviously its target was like, oh, that's a level threat. That's a level Omega threat. Yeah. However, Bastion was the one controlling it.
Yep.
So he made it switch to Magneto.
Yeah.
Because he knew what Magneto could do.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was,
and old boy did it.
Oh, Bubba. Devastating. The level of fuck you Bastion had.
Oh man.
At the very end when he died. When he was like, take my hand, he was like,
no, never mind.
I just went blank on the movie that you and I went and saw. Someone tried
Furiosa?
to. Was it Furiosa?
I mean, that's the last movie you guys saw.
No. Like a movie that we had recently saw was of them trying to save a villain, and them trying to be like, come on, and they just dies. Like,
it was Aquaman.
Aquaman, yes, Black Manta, yeah. Same thing. Black Manta's like, come on, get up, and he goes.
Nah, never mind.
That level of go fuck yourself is
how crazy, right?
Top tier villain.
Yeah.
Only because of their. Dude, you gotta respect the game.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just
committed to the bit.
You know
he committed to it. Yeah, he was like, I'd rather die than be with you guys.
I know this role. What am I gonna do? Cook in a crop top like Gambit now? Is that what
yeah, right.
No.
Which, by the way, they were fine, and because I do worry about their food now. Ain't nobody cooking like Gambit up there.
No.
Nobody.
Morph can change what he looks like. He can't change. He can't copy their cooking skills.
No, he can. What I think Morph's power set is. Morph can replicate. I keep saying he. They can replicate what Morph thinks their power setting is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Interpretation.
Yes.
Of the power.
Morph can do what Morph thinks, and because of Morph, we got some crazy cameos.
100%. We got the Hulk.
We got
Mr.
Archangel.
We got
Mr. Fantastic.
I'm so glad you mentioned Archangel. I was so pumped.
It was cool.
But also is a lot really big foreshadowing for what we're gonna get later on.
Oh yeah.
With them being Sabat not in Ra, I think is what it was.
Oh yeah.
Who is Apocalypse?
Yes.
But
But there's something else in there that you gotta look at. It's so funny. Like I said, my wife is not. She just watched it because it was a great show, and I was like, "Please watch. I promise you'll love it." Every time, I had to say, "Listen, anytime there's someone you don't know who it is, it's just Morph." And she was like, "Oh yeah, okay, I forgot." And I was like, "Well, don't forget anymore. I love you, but man, it's Morph.
It's Morph.
Every time. Just know it's Morph."
Did Gambit die? No, it was Morph left. It was Morph.
Yeah, that was Morph.
So I tell my therapist. My therapist is like,
But yeah, no one's going to be able to cook like him. And he's right. He needed to take care of those beignets. And they handled the Sentinels just fine without him. And then, of course, Rogue is going to... Now, they messed up when they killed him because now Rogue is...
unhinged.
And she said... She said they didn't just kill a man, they killed my man. And when she said that, I was like, oh, here we go. Because she didn't...
Tough line.
She didn't care anymore.
I fell in love in that moment.
She didn't care anymore. She dropped that. Dude,
she
was going to just kill
so
him.
fucking quick, dude.
She was just going to kill him.
Pumped. The amount, the quickness they were to just murder in this show, I was so pumped. Dude. Like, I know this episode will be cut short, unfortunately, but like... Wolverine just Magneto immediately, or him going through the air and cutting them all before realizing that they could regenerate. I want that to be clear. He was cutting heads off.
He didn't care
before he knew they could like fully do that. He was just everything, and also before he realized that they could be turned back into people. Yeah,
that's true. He didn't take it. I was like, nah. It's like. What is the job? Kill Sentinels, dude.
What am I doing?
These guys are
snakes.
And he, and you know what though? Also talking about Nightcrawler is he was so good. Like he knows people's souls like crazy because he was talking about how Rogue didn't just lose like one person. They thought Magneto died in that too. And he was like, you didn't just lose one, you lost two.
You guys weren't there.
Yeah.
Which was, he didn't side with Magneto, but he stood with his sister.
Yeah.
And he makes abundantly clear, like, I'm not leaving my sister's side.
Exactly.
Even in the worst times, he was like, I will murk all of you.
Yeah. Exactly.
You gotta respect it, man. Nightcrawler was top 5 character of the show.
Oh man, so good. And he and you know, just crazy. And so next, because this is getting long and I know you guys, you're gonna have to like cut it and all that kind of stuff, so we're probably about 15 minutes in at this point. But okay, so cool things that they did to keep the essence of the old show. They did like the freeze frame reactions, from the 90s stuff. That was super cool.
I like that they kept the outro and the intro.
Yeah, and they changed it often.
Yes,
they changed it often. And then it was crazy because I feel like Wolverine fans are not broke. They've had Wolverine after Wolverine after Wolverine.
Yeah.
And so he was kind of in the background for this show. And I think because of what ended up happening with him, he, in like season 2, is going to have something super crazy go down. Okay. So we know that he goes to... And by the way, I did not like his voice actor.
Wasn't it the same voice actor from the first one?
No. It wasn't. It was a new guy. But I will tell you this. You know who the voice actor for Cable was? The original Gambit voice actor.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, isn't that cool? I don't remember his name.
I almost said AJ, but I think I'm wrong. I think that is that's the Gambit actor right now. It's AJ.
The only voice actor that stayed the same, as far as I know, is Rogue's voice actor. I think that's the only one that stayed the same.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah, but so we know that he gets the adamantium ripped from his skeletal system, right? Yep. Now that happened in the comics, and what happened was because Wolverine went through some sort of like a storyboard change, through time. Yep. Like at first he didn't even have claws until they did the experiments. They put the adamantium in him, and then Magneto rips it out, and they write that they were bone claws before he got the adamantium put in.
Yeah.
But what happens in the comic books, at least, after the adamantium gets ripped out of him from Magneto, we find out that when they did that to him, it stopped his mutation from growing into what it was supposed to be. And so he goes and he just...
Isn't it Berserk?
It keeps going crazy. What is the name of it? Hold on, I'll tell you the name of
Berserker Wolverine? Or something like that. He goes nuts.
So, anyways, what ends up happening, I can't remember what they call him, but he goes crazy.
Animalistic.
He loses his nose. All kinds of stuff. Yeah. And so what's going to happen is...
He's supposed to be more like Sabretooth. That's yeah, like a big arc in alternate comics.
Yeah.
You see what it's like, and it's fucking terrifying.
Yeah. Now they're going through a time and space. They can do anything. There's a whole storyline where Storm and him marry each other. There's weird stuff. He's missing a hand in that one somehow.
Okay. Yeah.
But
all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, bunch of stuff. But anyways, so I think season 2 we're gonna get a lot of Wolverine. Right now he was basically just there to show us how.
He was already a key factor in the first 3 seasons. This time it's over.
And he's had movie after movie.
Yeah, he's already going to be used in a month and a half.
And honestly, it might be a thing where they're getting him off because this is, and we know by the ending that it is going into the regular MCU, so we're going to get live action movies. And they're just we don't know who in the world is going to play him. So we need him to be off doing something wild, And that's so he's going to go crazy, and the next season he'll be like a B story.
Yeah, them trying to
but we're not Wolverine poor.
Yeah,
we're not Wolverine poor at all. He's been the star it's the
Wolverine saga.
Yeah,
essentially.
Yeah, he's been the star for forever.
Since '99.
Yeah,
that was one of the OG big 3 for Marvel.
Yeah. And then, Fox decided that they were just going to run with him, and he was going to be the coolest and all this kind of stuff. And everyone became Wolverine fans, and so that's cool.
And then they killed him off.
Yeah.
Actually, we can't.
And now Ryan Reynolds has to...
Ryan Reynolds was like, okay, y'all messed up. Well, here's the thing. We don't kill him.
Yeah, we bring it back somehow. Which I'm excited to see.
Yes.
And I guess Logan is still technically the ending for him and all that kind of stuff.
So apparently this Wolverine, what I believe is from the comics where Mysterio hypnotized him and he killed all the X-Men.
Yeah, maybe so.
I think that's what it is. Because they talk about he's the one that failed the world.
Yeah.
And so I think it'll be him still can't forgive himself. And since Deadpool 3, we're going to see him murder a lot of people,
he's going to,
including Channing Tatum's Gambit. I think that's how we'll get it. I think he'll fucking just cut his head off.
See, and that's the thing, man. They always give us these fan casts that we want, and then they just to kill him. All right, so we get through it. Rogue goes on a warpath. She's the coolest, strongest, version of herself. And they do all this kind of cool stuff where she is just beating the mess out of everybody.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And they even make it a point to mention that, hey, we're in a bunker to protect us from the Hulk. And then she just rips right through that thing. And then she fights Bastion. That freaking clap she does is so sick. And
also, deep callback to their shots on the moon from the previous series.
Yeah.
Also, sick.
And they do all these little intricate stuff, she's saying his name was Gambit, and and she's crying, but she turns away from the tears.
Yep.
Like she's like, I'm not focusing on those tears. I'm gonna beat the mess out of you.
The shit out of you. You don't get to see me watch these tears. No, you don't get to see me enjoy the tears right now.
No. And so I mean, craziness, just craziness. And then finally, like, we get him, and then we understand that now Magneto, he has declared war. He shuts down everything, and we get to see not only, and thank you, I don't know what you did, dude, so I'm not going to even shout out your name. Why did they fire you? I have no idea. So I'm not going to shout you out yet. But thank you for finishing also the 90s Spider-Man show also.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much for also finishing that.
He found Mary Jane.
He found Mary Jane, and we know they're good now.
Yep.
And so it was like, oh, we're going to find Mary Jane, and then never come back.
Never.
Oh, great, thanks a lot. You think my little kid brain's gonna understand that they canceled it? No, you don't do that to me. And just like you don't do that to me, Spider-Man, all the way back in the 90s. So let's go back and redo that. He did that for us. Thank you. And then now all we need you to do is just go work for like FX or something and bring back Last Man Standing, or Last Man Alive, Last Man on Earth, Last Man on Earth.
With Will Forte?
Yes, please bring that back, because come on, that was the funniest show I've ever seen. Last Man on Earth was so funny.
I am not a Will Forte fan.
Have you seen the show?
No, but I saw MacGyver.
Oh my gosh.
And he also wrote.
No, forget everything you know about it. I'm telling you right now. That is one of the funniest shows I've ever seen in my entire life. There's a scene in that, and I'll show you after we get done rapping, where when we rap, and they have guns, but it's just to like signal each other, and like he's like leaving his wife on accident, and he has no idea. He thinks she's in the back, and she's shooting her gun off to be like, "Hey, you're leaving me." But it cuts to him, and he's listening to that, I fly like people get high like, and every time she shoots, it goes bang, 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 and she's just like, hey, wait, and he's just rocking out to that song. I don't know, it's hilarious.
I can respect that.
I
can respect that.
I promise you, just like I keep trying to get you to watch Ted Lasso.
What's that?
Yeah, exactly. You have to watch it. Okay, so then, boom, we understand. Magneto, he declares war. They get into this epic battle where now we're going to get Onslaught next year.
Yep.
Or next season. And then fast forward, because this is an hour and a half long podcast so far, and usually these are only 15 minutes.
Oh, you're fine with that. We still got this one. Continue.
Okay. And then we go ahead and we kill Asteroid M, and then boom, where is everybody? Everybody is gone, and then we find out that they are scattered through time and space.
Yep.
Through time.
With two incredible storylines.
One,
and the creator, or they already said that everyone is either in one of the two places.
Yes, everybody's
there's
there.
Not a third location. No one was left back.
Yep.
Like
and
besides,
even
Jubilee.
Yep,
right?
Jubilee and Sunspot, because they pieced out. Like, they were like, you know what? Forget it. We're just gonna go die down there with everybody else, I guess, if we're gonna die. And then they decided to just piece out whenever Homeboy decided he was gonna take on the X-Men role, and yeah. But anyways, now we're in two different settings, and here's where we get what is going to happen.
Okay.
We understand finally who has been stopping Cable from saving his mom, right? It hasn't been Bastion the whole time. It's definitely Apocalypse,
1,000%,
right?
1,000%.
It's Apocalypse, and he's doing this whole thing, and now we have half of him before he becomes Apocalypse. So what we're going to see in season 2 probably is the X-Men making their worst enemy.
Yep,
it's their fault.
And
And the other thing is we see it, and he introduced himself. He's Apocalypse, right? They save him, and then they look and they see the building. And here's the thing: this is why we know that we're still gonna get Kang the Conqueror, and they're going on with that arc because what they are about, where they are
from Rama Tut, right?
Rama Tut,
yeah.
which is Kang.
Yeah, which is his iteration.
Yes.
That version of him. Yeah.
And so now we're gonna get that. We're gonna get Apocalypse, and then
leads into Secret Wars,
and now we still have it, and that's the thing.
Genius.
Yep. And now we're in the live action MCU where we get
we're at the $50
Glenn
line,
Powell
guys.
and
We're
stuff
getting
like
there.
that.
Glenn Powell.
Ray
Glenn
just doesn't
Powell.
want him in the DC universe. He doesn't give a shit. He's in Marvel.
Put him in X-Men. Fuck it.
Who?
Glenn.
Oh yeah.
Ray has been very
Booster.
adamant that he thinks Glenn Powell looks like someone that would just be mean to him.
Oh, it's pretty privileged. That's why
Yeah.
he's gotten where he's at.
Yeah.
Handsome
guy though.
Yeah, he is.
He's handsome.
Good
I think he could, be. I don't know. I'll think on it more. But I just need, when we do these movies, I need Cyclops to be treated well.
Damn right.
Yeah. I need him to be treated well. And what would be sick is if he's already on that. I don't care about humans anymore. I'm mutants first before we even get him in to like live action and stuff. And then here we go.
Okay.
Credits roll. We're done with the season. And then it's Marvel, obviously.
Yes.
So now we get a post-credit scene. And let me tell you, when we get a post-credit scene, we see none other than Apocalypse, present day, in the wreckage. And what does he do? He picks up a card.
Oh,
Gambit's card. Right? And he says, so much death. Right? Now, what happens is that in the comics, Apocalypse brings Gambit back to life, and he's one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and he is dead.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And it is crazy.
And here's the thing. Spoiler alert, but doesn't he like come back to life besides that? Don't they
Yeah,
save
he
him?
does. Yes.
Okay.
He does. They save him from Apocalypse.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And I think what is probably going to end up happening is we're going to lose Rogue. I think we're going to lose Rogue because what's going to end up happening is she's going to sacrifice herself. She's going to grab him and take all of Apocalypse out of him.
Ooh.
And she's going to die, and he's going to be back. And then he'll probably end himself, or whatever. No, he won't do that.
Remy. Not Remy. Not my Remy.
But so I think that's what we're going to get. I think we're going to get, it's going to flow into Secret Wars. I think we're going to definitely see Kang. I think that we're going to also, we're going to get to see how the Summers actually are as parents, I guess.
I think the popularity from Gambit now, we're going to get more of him in live action.
Yeah.
And we're definitely going to get a death from Channing Tatum.
Oh, yeah. We have to. I think he would be so good in it.
It's already reported that he showed up to Deadpool 3 filming and Jennifer Garner, who played Elektra.
And he was only there for 2 hours, which means they shot him, they killed him, and now he's done.
That's it, man.
But man, X-Men 97, my goodness, it is amazing. It's
beautiful.
Incredible. It's one of the best shows that I have ever seen, and I can't tell you why I felt extreme highs, extreme lows. I was proud. I was sad. I was so enraged at times. I never thought I'd turn on Professor Xavier, but him. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. It was. It is. It will be. Forever and ever, one of the greatest things Marvel and Disney has ever done. It is so good.
Facts.
It is so good.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here on this incredible X-Men 97 episode. If you stayed here the entire time, truly appreciate it. Go ahead and check out Rob's Tattoo Shop. Please go ahead and listen to Brad on every other episode that he's on, because this boy got nothing but good ideas and hot takes and a hot mustache. Ray, I appreciate you being here this long. What a nightmare this is going to be for you to edit, my friend. I can't wait for the screen recording and all the bleeping you're going to do because Brad said a lot of bad words.
Yeah.
I want everyone to know I only said...
Ladies and gentlemen, I have been Dougie McDouble. This has been Ray McFlurry II, and with us has been the greatest guest of all time. We have had Brad. Thank you so much, my friend, for being here.
Thank you.
Dude,
it's great.
Absolute honor. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know now, you know. It's been Saturday Morning Cartoons. Drink plenty of water. Please be safe. And remember, Cyclops deserves better.
Hey, what happened? Why are those squiggles on the screen?
Those are called end credits, Patrick.
End credits? But I don't want it to end!